Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finale of the chicken coop series. In this video, you'll be watching me make a chicken coop from the ground up. This video is a combination of 3 different parts, and it's shortened a lot, so if you want to see a more in-depth dive on how I built this, make sure to check out my other videos. The coop that I'm building right now is my 5th chicken coop, so I've done this thing a couple of times, and I've been mastering the way to do this. So each time I make a coop, I change one little thing. The biggest thing this time was getting completely rid of the nesting box, because I don't have to make an extra roof anymore, and that's less trim and paint and stuff. So it's an extra bonus. I started this chicken coop on my Christmas break, and it was freezing. In the Northeast where I'm from, the winters are pretty brutal, and it was like 20 degrees out when I was working. I'd come in after a few hours of working outside, I couldn't feel my fingers. So if you see me with like a ski mask on in front of the fire, you know why. Whenever I build one of these things, there's always one pretty big mistake, and the biggest mistake I made on this was the rafters. It is hard to cut these things, especially because I was using just a handsaw. The next coop that I built, I actually used like power tools so I could cut it straight. And so for one of these rafters, I had to put like an inch block underneath because I was kind of too lazy to go back and actually fix it and make it to the rafter. This step of the build, just framing everything out, is probably my favorite because it's nothing fancy really. You don't have to be a perfectionist. You kind of just throw it up there, make sure it's level, and you're good to go. The thing that I'm building here kind of acts as a substitute for the nesting box, so food and water for the chickens will go on top of that platform, and then underneath will be the nesting boxes. If there was one thing I could change about this coop, it would be to not use that little sticky tape in between each of the boards. I thought it would be a good idea because it keeps out the air and stuff. I wouldn't have to use the batten boards over the cracks, but it ended up kind of falling off because it's not really meant to go on wood. I had to put the batten boards over it anyways, but it kind of worked out in the end, so it's no big deal. When I was putting the windows in, I knew I was going to take them out eventually because I had to paint. I was just putting them in there to see if they would fit. At this point in the build, my morale was like kind of at a low point because you're 3/4 of the way done with the thing. It's freezing outside still. You kind of just want to finish it up, but at the same time you don't because it's almost done and you could just do it later. So I kind of had to force myself to go out there and actually finish the thing. If you're ever wondering what I'm listening to in the background, it's probably Tucker Carlson.
Famous long march through masking their reference. No, their agenda is on the intended.
Another cool feature of this coop was that it had 2 doors. One door was to access the food and water and eggs. The other door was for easy maintenance and cleaning and stuff. Traditionally, batten strips are put on the outside of those pine boards, but for this coop, I put them on the inside because I thought it looked a lot cleaner and better from the outside. But let me know what you guys think. Does this method look better? This chicken coop was a custom build, and the guy I was building it for requested an automatic chicken door. This thing is so cool. The door opens when the sun rises and closes when the sun sets, so you don't have to get out of your house to close the chicken door. Now comes the boring process of painting. I actually hate painting. It's boring, it's kind of time consuming, and you need to be neat about it. I needed to take off the hinges, the doors, the windows, because I didn't want to get paint on that stuff, but it did come together nicely in the end, as you will see soon. I'm just going to stop yapping because this next part's pretty satisfying. This is the part where the chicken coop really starts coming together. I have all the white trim painted, ready to be put up. I have the hinges that I didn't get paint on, thankfully, and the doors go on really nice. I put the windows in, put the hardware on. It looks really good. And there you have it, 2 months of work smushed down into 7 minutes. I really put my back into these videos, and the best way you can support what I do is by subscribing, liking the video, dropping a comment. It boosts the algorithm and pushes it out to more people. I'm glad you guys joined me on this chicken coop journey, and I will see you in my next video.